Here's an actual good question. A sort of power log for village commodity quests. Possible. A power log for village commodity quests. Uh, do you mean when you do a commodity quest, you want that recorded somewhere? Not really sure. Can't really understand that question too well. I'm not sure the point of having. If you get power, you should have it in the power log. Would you be willing? Oops, lost that question. Would you be willing? Gradevsky says, would you be willing to give bashing attack messages that reflect how much health the mob has left? Um, I think we've discussed having mobs. I definitely don't want to change the attack message for every mob. We couldn't do that to reflect the damage. I mean, that would take us a year to rewrite every single attack message. But there have been some people that saying, oh, we want to know exactly how much damage we've done to a mob. And so far we've declined to do that. Um, and I think I'm not really looking to do that right now either. Okay, story question. Do you plan out these story arcs in advance or do they just go with the flow? Um, we both. We definitely plan story arcs well, usually well in advance. Um, but a lot of the time, I really don't want to say too much about the ongoing story arc, if there is one. But I would say generally we do a little bit of both. Of that, we say, okay, this year we want to do something on the mob mafia or the gnome mafia, and then we have a general sort of story arc we want to lead towards. But as certain areas get released, as certain gods get released, or certain just events that plan up, we try to work that in with the overall with the story arc that we're trying to run with throughout the year. So I would say it's a little bit of both. Okay, Lauren's uh, says a log that says who brought in comms. Um, I don't know. I need to think about that. I'll put that on. I mean, it's not usually if you're telling about who does a commodity quest, it's usually not just your own citizens. And I'm trying to think of if that would be if it would be positive to have the org know both its citizens and non-citizens who are doing the quests and how that will be information will be used. I need to think about that. We'll see. Okay, more questions. Philip L. When will Tarot and Nihilism Necromancy get more synergy? Talk to your envoys. I don't think we're going to do a Tarot special report, but certainly if you think it needs more synergy and you have ideas, that's something you can bring up with the envoy to bring up with us. With the mob change, I was asking if you could make mobs with more than just damage and hindering as attacks. As attacks. Mobs currently do, are you talking about what mobs do or what you do to mobs? What mobs do, they give Aeon, they web, they can put you to sleep, they can do all sorts of different hindering and damage types of attacks. They can do uh, cold damage, asphyxiation damage. Um, yes, I'm ignoring Oblivion. The last T in Tarot is silent, usually. What about that? Oh, so you guys scroll too much. Okay, how long have I been at this? Almost 40 minutes. Okay, we'll just take a few more questions. What's with the mortal reviewers lately? It's taking forever to get it in. um, my mind just went someplace it shouldn't have gone. What's with the mortal reviewers lately? I don't know. I haven't looked lately at the mortal reviewers, but we've just brought in a new batch, so hopefully they'll go through and push out those um, designs, approve those designs. If it's backed up, that's something I could look into. Um, design review backlog. I thought they were doing good, so news to me. Okay. I want mobs to be able to work towards mana kills, ego kills, insta kills. I think that would take more coding than it's worth. I mean, if we just wanted a mob to do a big amount of damage, that's easy enough to do. We could code in a mob that does insta kills. You're talking about a lot more work just for one mob, which is something that we'd probably only think about doing if it's some very important mob that needs to take be difficult to kill. So I'm just going to say that I won't rule out mana kills or ego kills or insta kills, but it's not high on the priority list. I'll just say that. Okay, and I just hit something when we scrolled. Is there any chance we can get a high level skill that lets you feed someone else's pet? I never thought of that. You mean in the stable? So you could see other people's pets in a stable? I'm going to say no for now. That would be a little problematic to do, and again, it's just not because it's a bad idea. It's just not something that would be high on my priority list to have coders work on that rather than other things. Um, no, not the stable, like when they are left out. Well, if they're left out, don't they eventually like die? Don't they eventually die and go to the stable? Let's just say no for now. I don't want to go too far into this feeding other people's pets or beasts. Okay, let me just take one more question. I've been here over half hour, so one more question. Make it good. You're welcome for the new family system. Thank Aventry for that, because he did a lot of coding on that. Okay, this will be the last question from Taylor. Any new epic honors quests being thought about? Well, honors quests are fairly common insofar as that you'll notice a lot of new areas generally. We like to have honors quests with them. Epic quests are hard to do, as you might imagine. We like to link a bunch of quests together. There is one epic quest um, that we have been thinking of and talked about, but haven't really been pushing for it because of the amount of work it will take. But I will say that they are being talked about and certainly thought about. Um, and I hope you'll be around to enjoy these upcoming epic quests and mob updates and all sorts of things we have planned for you. And the Ice Devil storyline, if it does continue, I hope it will be exciting. And I think that's it. I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you for asking me these questions and for listening in. And we'll see you again soon in text.